Hi there. Thank you for joining us. My name is Juanita Olguin, go-to-market leader at Star CIO, and I'm excited for our quick discussion today. If you're joining us, it's because you know that AI is driving significant changes in business priorities. Teams are now expected to deliver exceptional and ROI-generating value from AI and AI agents these days. So I'm excited to be here with Isaac Sacolick, former CIO, CTO, best-selling author, and Star CIO's chief digital trailblazer. Today, we're going to discuss evolutions in product management, agile, and DevOps. So Isaac and I will go through a few questions for you to ponder further for your own business. Isaac, welcome.
Thanks, Juanita.
All right, Isaac, first question for you. You've recently written about world-class IT organizations. You even delivered a keynote around this topic. What should innovation leaders in product management and DevOps know about the new expectations?
Yeah, Juanita, there's been a number of write-ups about AI POCs and experiments. We're doing a pretty good job of doing that in IT organizations. We're not doing as good of a job of bringing them into production and seeing value from them. We're not as good at making sure that our employees are ready to adopt these new AIs. And we used to think about build versus buy technologies. When it comes to AI, they become a lot of hybrid work. They're not just turning on an AI agent in a platform, or for the most part, building AI agents. We're doing a lot of data work behind the scenes. We're doing a lot of integration work as well. And so, there's more pressure on innovation teams from product management down to DevOps teams to be able to go beyond a POC and bring these new capabilities into production, roll them out to teams, employee teams, and then being able to deliver value from them. So I think that's the first pressure that I think digital officers and technology officers and everybody reporting to them really need to think about. The other side of this, Juanita, is that we're getting a lot of AI capabilities inside our delivery organizations, whether it's code generators or vibe coding, tools to be able to help us write our requirements, more automation inside DevOps and in QA. And so there's an expectation that our delivery is also going to become more efficient, that we're going to be able to do releases more efficiently, that we're going to have potentially fewer people on our teams. And so when you're sitting there as a head of product management, or you're sitting there as a head of delivery, you need to expect to be able to deliver more with less. I mean, I know it's a cliche, but that's what the expectation is going into 2026 and what delivery organizations really have to think about.
One area you've recently written about is how agile practices need to evolve. Can you tell us more? Can you summarize your viewpoints there?
Yeah, when you think about traditional agile practices, it's really strong at the center of the practice, right? We're starting with the commitment, going into a sprint, demoing at the end of the sprint, and then going into the next sprint. It's really good at that delivery function. It's not really as good at the upfront planning, right? What goes into the backlog? How do we transition the ideas that go into our vision statements, into epics, into features, and into a set of priorities? And that's our business is expecting us to do a lot more of that today. We're not only interested in what the roadmap is, but for us to communicate all these AI capabilities that are coming down the road that we need to plan for with our marketing teams, with our operations teams, and with our finance and HR teams. They need to have a sense of what the time frame looks like, what's the capability that we're deploying. And so just in time planning doesn't work. No, is the 3-month TI planning that some frameworks advocate, that also doesn't work. I can't just sit here today and say, in 3 months, I'm going to safely deliver capabilities that I'm going to be able to roll out to our organization. So we need a much more continuous planning because we're learning from our POCs. We're learning what the AI capabilities are, and we have to be able to deliver those. Then as we start delivering, we're saying we're ready to deploy this into a test environment and then later on into production environment. I recommend organizations, when they call definition of done, deployment is not done, right? Deployment is just getting it out there. We need to have some of the change management activities that are traditionally thought of as outside of Agile. We need to bring them into our Agile process and say, what are we doing from sprint 1 through sprint 4 of a release cycle? If you have a 4 sprint release cycle as an example, and plan for that change, right? Be able to start talking to end users beyond just what we're doing in our sprint reviews and extend the release time frame to be able to get feedback from that deployment and take responsibility inside our agile teams for aspects of change management. So these are two of the areas that I think, whether you're in product management or a delivery leader, you really have to home in on as your responsibilities to make AI go from experimentation mode into production modes.
Next question for you is, with all this change in expectations, how is Star CIO helping clients adapt innovation and DevOps practices for the new world of Gen AI?
Yeah, so when you look at Gen AI, it is the next phase of things that we are bringing to our organization that's going to be driving transformation. And if you look back in history, we've had other times over the last 8, 10 years, whether it's mobile capabilities and improving user experiences or responding to a pandemic, these have all been drivers of transformation, much like AI is today. With every driver of transformation, is a new lens at looking at our digital operating model. What is product management doing? How we're running our agile practice? What are our DevOps capabilities? How we're bringing data science and data governance and data operations is a core competency to enable a more AI data-driven organization. And this is essentially what Star CIO does. Star CIO helps organizations continually evolve their digital operating model, and with AI, there's just some new drivers around this. Now, when I speak to product managers and delivery leaders, I know you want to take charge of your delivery models. Okay. But the issue is your job is to focus on transformation, on stakeholders, on customers, on being able to roll things out. If you're focused on how DevOps and Agile and product management is changing your practices, you're spending and taking a lot of time away from your ability to deliver real capabilities. So what Star CIO does, we bring 190 advisories and best practices to the game. These are part of our Center of Excellence programs. They're really important transformational initiatives. We align them to the transformational initiatives that you're running. And our advisors take our best practices, partner with you on evolving them to run inside your organization. So what we wrote down as a one-page best practice then becomes a one-page best practice in your template, in your vernacular, that you could roll out to pilots as pilots with selected teams. Our advisors are there to help you do that, and then develop a full rollout strategy so that your standards become part of your operating model. And it's not just one team that's doing that. Now, here's the secret, Juanita, on how we do this. We do this within the body of Agile itself. So within sprints and within releases, we're picking sometimes 5, 10, sometimes 15 of our advisory and best practices. We're selecting the ones that are most important. We're asking you to commit to them, to learn them, and then adapt them, and then start rolling them out to your teams. And then what we find is that teaches organizations to develop the digital trailblazers that are going to be able to do the planning that's required, to do continuous improvement around your practices, and then ultimately change the culture from IT out in terms of delivering transformational value.
Really amazing. And I do love that you are customizing or tailor making these practices to a company's own ways of working. I think that's what sets you apart. My last question for you is popular one. We know AI had there's a lot of high expectations, and people often think AI is the solution to everything. So is AI driving digital transformation?
Well, not just yet. Okay. If you read through my books, when I talk about digital transformation, what we're really trying to do is evolve our business model, drive growth, improve customer experiences, and also drive efficiencies and get more productivity out of our organization. What you're seeing today inside AI is largely a focus on efficiencies and productivity and workforce improvements. We really haven't gotten to growth and customer experiences yet. So I say AI is reshaping business. It's not truly transforming businesses just yet. And it's really the digital trailblazers inside the organization that are going to learn the end-to-end experience from what markets require, what customers are looking for, and then ultimately how to drive business value. And then we're going to see AI starting to transform organizations.
We're at the end of our quick conversation for today. So if you enjoyed what you heard and you're interested, I do encourage you to book a call with Isaac to learn more about how you can evolve your digital operating model. Isaac, thank you for your time and insights as always.
Thank you, Anita, and I look forward to meeting all of you.